Close your eyes.
Hello everyone, welcome to Willow and Roots. It's Michelle here and I have another reading for you. Today's reading, we're just going to be receiving just guidance, early 2024 guidance. First of all, I'd like to say Happy New Year and I hope you all had a wonderful holiday break. You were able to spend time with your friends and family, and if that was not possible, you were able to have time for yourself, to rest, to reconnect with yourself, and to make plans for the future. If you were mourning the loss of a loved one, I'm sending you lots of love and my deepest condolences, and may God cover you and protect you at this time. It's the liminal new year. And like you've heard many times before, abundance is yours. It's going to be an amazing year. What I've come to embrace is the change you are seeking can be created at any time and in any year. It's when you are ready to take action. So for 2024, the one action I would highly suggest is self-care. Now I'm not talking about the self-care where you go out and you get manicure, pedicures, facial, massage, taking warm salt baths, etc., etc. Not that type of self-care. It's self-care at its foundations. It's self-care at its roots. It is a starting point that would lead to spiritual growth, confidence, and freedom. The self-care I'm talking about is getting acquainted and comfortable with yourself. Always communicating and checking in with yourself in all situations. The more you do this, the less phased you are when you are experiencing challenges. The more clarity you will have during challenging times or situations. So this exercise requires you to always check in with yourself. When you wake up, you would ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? And being honest with yourself, listening to what your body, your mind, your emotions are telling you. If there's any fear attached, then you would ask yourself, why am I afraid? What is it that frightens me? Getting to the root of it and then working through it, because we all can. Many of my clients have done this exercise. It's actually something that I require them to do. Not only will it help you to grow spiritually, but also you will be able to handle certain setbacks in life. And one of the biggest setbacks is rejection. For a lot of us, it's very hard to accept. Now, I can give an example on how this exercise can help you through this. It requires you to put yourself in that person's shoes. Let's say that you are attracted to someone, you like them, you want to see if you can start dating, but the person doesn't feel the same way. The person does not want to date you. The person doesn't see you in that way, and they tell you when you approach them. Now that can really damage a person's ego, crush them, and for some, actually frighten them to the point where they won't approach anyone else and prevent them from taking the initiative. So what I would do in that situation is put myself in that person's shoes. So the person who rejected you, put yourself in their shoes. So it's not to look at it as, well, they didn't like me because of the way I looked, or if I'm not intelligent enough, I'm not financially stable. It's not that. You're putting all of that to one side, and you're going to think about an experience that many of us have had, not all of us, but many of us have had, where someone liked us and we did not like them, or someone wanted us to do something that we did not want to do, right? We felt pressured. We really didn't want to go along with it. We weren't feeling it, right? And all you wanted was for that person to respect your decision and your opinion. So you're applying that to any situation. If you are being asked to do something against your will, so all of you, mind, body, and spirit, does not want to do it, would you do it? So we're putting, again, the why you were rejected to one side, but we're examining choice, free will. Then you need to ask yourself, why do I want to rob that person of their free will? Why do I not respect their decision as I would like someone to respect my decision? It puts a lot of things into perspective when you're in that headspace, when you shift the dynamic. But when it comes to the more emotional aspect, whether it is, well, is it my appearance, is it my intelligence, etc., that's something that you need to really ask yourself. How do I feel about myself with regards to my appearance, my intelligence, etc., etc.? Because ultimately, your opinion of yourself is the most important thing, not what anyone else believes. It's what you believe about yourself. I've been doing this exercise for a few years now, and it's shifted my perspective on how I see myself and how I believe others see me. Because ultimately, I respect everyone's opinions. It really boils down to respect. It boils down to self-confidence. It boils down to self-belief. It boils down to free will and choice. It's respecting that. And when we want someone to bend to our will, it's taking away their free will, especially if it's something that they don't want to do. That's not right. So in any and every situation you find yourself in, it's important to always check in. Ask yourself, okay, why am I feeling insecure at this time? If you're having a heated discussion with someone, why am I being triggered? Why am I reacting or responding in this way, feeling agitated? What is it about what this person said is triggering to me? And the important factor here is to not point the finger on the other. It's putting the mirror up to the self, because you are responsible for how you react in situations. It's not someone else's fault in some cases. Always put the mirror up to the self and ask, why am I feeling this way? Why am I triggered? 9 out of 10 times it always goes back to fear. Fear of losing control or being abandoned, or fear of looking silly. There's always fear attached. So it's finding out how you can overcome whatever is triggering the fear within. And the more you do this, the more you practice this, it becomes like second nature. Someone can call you something derogatory and you won't give two hoots, because you know yourself that well. You know that, well, that's on them. They felt the need to say that to get a reaction because they were feeling shitty about themselves. Low blows don't bother you anymore when you're in this space of being fully acquainted with the self. It's like your higher self having that human experience. That's when you are truly merged, fully merged with your higher self, and allowing your higher self to guide you through life. So the triggers will be a lot less, because you would understand how to work through them. Because again, you're putting the mirror up to the self. You're not involving anyone else or blaming or pointing the finger at anyone else. It's all about how and why am I reacting in this way, and then working through it. Now with my clients, I help them to work through it. So that's one of the major actions that I would suggest all of us work on in 2024, because it will help us for the years to come. And it's not an exercise that if you should stop, let's say you're doing this for a few years, it's like second nature to you. Let's say you stop checking in. It's always going to be a part of you because you've elevated. You actually look at human beings differently. You treat them differently. You respect your energy. If you're around people who are gossiping, chatty, etc., you have no time or interest, and you may walk away from it. If there's a discussion and it's getting heated, you will be able to see in advance well, am I going to be able to get through to this person or not? If not, you either steer the conversation in another direction or end the conversation and keep it moving. You will not be fazed, bothered, feel guilty, nothing, because you're honoring yourself. I would say this is step one. Step one on the spiritual journey, or any journey for that matter. Truly becoming acquainted with the self and living as the higher self. If we all did this, what I said in my previous video regarding mindfulness, when it comes to consumption, that would be a reality. We all would be doing that. Thinking of others, thinking of the next man struggling. If we do this exercise, we will find the confidence to not tolerate being ill-treated by those who are supposedly in power. That's incredible. Also, what I got for 2024 is we're going through a physical and spiritual ascension. That's why the exercise that I mentioned earlier would be a great benefit. We're receiving wisdom and downloads to energy centers within the body. The benefit may appear in a form of clear cognizance, that's clear knowing. This is a good time to pick up old projects or ideas that may have been difficult to understand or to perfect. So our energy centers have been activated with divine wisdom. So you may now understand certain things that you did not understand a few months back or a few years back. Think of a mathematical equation that may have been challenging to you before. Well, now you will be able to understand it, or at least grasp the process of understanding it. It's quite interesting and really lovely. So the upgrades that are happening, it's really without our knowledge. We're not fully aware of it. It's just, we just end up knowing, or somehow just being open to understanding better, which is good. Also, advancements in technology. We have to be a bit mindful of that. As much as it is positive, it can be negative for future generations. So we're talking about babies who aren't made yet or born yet, right? The more advanced we become, the more likely future generations will not know how to write, would not know how to read or comprehend, because if you are speaking to AI and AI is creating a letter or an essay for you, eventually you're not going to know how to do it for yourself, especially if it should break down. So it's important to have a backup plan. It's important to teach our children the old-fashioned ways and, of course, embracing the new ways, right? There has to be a balance of the two. I do feel that in the wrong hands, the idea is to dumb down humanity. It's just to be mindful of that. I also had a vision on New Year's Day, which was quite interesting. I saw a puzzle with one piece left to fit. A hand placed the final puzzle piece in place. Then the hand took the entire puzzle up and dropped it. All the puzzle pieces separated and landed on the table, with some pieces flipped and others upright. Instead of starting the process of putting the pieces back together, like they have done many times before, the person decides to create their own puzzle, designing and constructing each piece by hand. It's a long and laborious process, but it has great meaning and significance for the person and their contribution to creation. Now, what a relief to see we are finally breaking free from repetition and going around in circles. We're starting to explore our individuality, choosing to come off the Ferris wheel of old norms, systems, and patterns that no longer works. We're seeing clearly how we were blinded by our hope that things may finally work, only to be disappointed. Choosing to no longer settle for broken promises, false hopes, and fears. We have finally found the courage to evoke change by exploring and experimenting, bringing our visions to life through sheer creativity and originality. All who are original thinkers, inventors, innovators, doers, this is your time to step forward. You are going to be the architects of change. You are now being called forward. We're not talking about those who are copycats. And I'm not saying this to be mean. We are talking about those with original ideas, not clones. It's time to step forward, guys, because you are going to be the bringers of change with your ideas. Do not be afraid to step forward with your ideas, with your plans, with your designs, with your creations. Don't worry about the copycats. Don't worry about them. You are going to be the example for them to tap into their individuality and their own creative spark. Because for you, it's not just one idea, it's not just one creation, it's endless, it's infinite. Okay, so let's get on with this reading. Okay, so we're gonna have 3 options. I'm gonna pull 1 card for each pile. This is the Lakota Sweat Lodge Oracle. Option 1, option 2, option 3. Okay, I'm going to also pull 1 card from the World Shaman Oracle, or the World Shamans Oracle. Option 1, option 2, option 3. Okay, this is option 1, this is option 2, and this is option 3. So you can pause the video, choose a pile, let's get to it. Hello, option 1. For those of you who selected the first pile, here's your reading. So let's see your cards. You have Thunder Beings, card number 8, and you have Ayahuasca, and I know I'm butchering that. It means ancestors. Right. What I'm getting with this is drawing on the power of your ancestors. So we're talking about ancestors who came way before those you remember. They're not only around you, but they have gifts for you. And it's all about waiting for the right time to activate them. So that means when you are ready to receive them. By working or healing yourself, so we're talking about self-care, this will allow them to, and I don't want to use the word trust you enough, to gift you these blessings. It's like their power, their wisdom, their knowing, their healing abilities. There's a lot of power in this, because Thunder Beings, that's the card of energy, a force to be reckoned with, I'm hearing. But when you receive these gifts, it does require you to be mindful of the power that you possess, okay? Because it can do a lot of damage if handled recklessly. We're talking about if you are, let's say you're angered by someone and you say something negative to them, like you want something bad to happen to them, it will happen. Not only quickly, but with a lot of power behind it, a lot of force. So you have to be spiritually mature enough to receive the blessings. I mean, we're talking about a long line of ancestors here who are wanting you to benefit from them. You are meant to use these gifts for the greatest good, especially with the period that we're stepping into. I keep hearing like there needs to be maturity. It's on all levels: mental, emotional, spiritual, physical maturity, where you're looking after yourself, you're respecting yourself, you're respecting others, you're truly understanding what you're being gifted here. So it is not abused. I'm hearing used and abused. Not abused by you or by others taking advantage of your power, and you freely and ignorantly go along with it. They're wanting to make sure that you are ready. And we have the number 8 here, and we're in a number 8 year, but it does represent the energy flow, wanting to make sure that there are no blocks, no hiccups, because what you are meant to contribute to humanity is great. Now, it may not be where you're just out there doing a Martin Luther King. It may be on an energetic scale, where when you step out, you go out in your day to day, energetically you're shifting the vibration based on what you say and your aura. It all depends on where it falls for you based on your ancestors, and that would require like a personal reading. But know that you are very powerful and there's more gifts waiting for you, but you have to be ready. Okay, let's get a tarot card. Emperor, you can't make this else up. Look at that. So we do have leader energy here, but the Emperor also represents self-control, or having control over every aspect of your life. This is not the energy of being a loose cannon. This is not the energy of not having your priorities in order or being led by others. This is all about knowing yourself, living as a sovereign being, because you've done the work. You've connected with yourself. You have great wisdom of yourself, great wisdom of your earthly possessions, great wisdom of your spiritual possessions, and knowing how to manage the two, not being fazed by others, what they say, what they do. A very regal energy here, very powerful. This is what you're meant to be stepping into. Now if you do that self-care exercise, you will be given all the blessings that they have in store for you, all the gifts. Beautiful. So I'm going to end the reading right here. If this reading resonates, leave a comment down below. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, press the notification bell. I'm also offering personal readings on Etsy. Information on that is in the description box below, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, option 2. For those of you who selected the second pile, here's your reading. So let's see what you got. Morning Star, card number 33, and Drum. We have here healing energy through vibration, because the drum vibrates. The drum is like the heartbeat, so it's connecting to your core essence. When you connect to your core essence, you connect to the core essence of everything else around you, because we are all interconnected. So it speaks on vibrational shifts, perspective shifts, and also using ancestral medicine to heal. So it does require looking to the past and finding healing modalities or healing items and applying it, using it on yourself. And once you have perfected it, once you embrace it, once you understand it, you will be able to help others. This is being that light. So you may be experiencing the dark night of the soul or some type of drop in your energy, and what the universe is saying is to work with items that helps to lift your vibration. Again, the drum, that could be listening to drum meditation music. It could be actually getting a drum and having a nice little bash out on it, and working with natural healing medicines and items, retracing your ancestors and what they used. And we're talking about ancestors that you may not know, but it's doing the research and understanding how they used nature to feel alive again, to feel rejuvenated, cleared and cleansed. 33 represents the teacher, master teacher. But in order to be the teacher, you have to be the student. And in order to be the student, you have to be the seeker. There has to be a reason why you want to be a student in the first place. Your ancestors also have a lot of ancient wisdom that they would like to share with you, especially when it comes to, again, nature, natural healing modalities and medicines that they would like you to know about, know how to use, understand, and to teach. We have here the staff, so that's them. They're always walking with you, by the way. Wow. Okay, so we have here 3 of wind, 3 of swords, and then we have the hermit. So we have recognition and the hermit. In order to have further healing, you have to recognize that you need healing. The hermit does correlate with what I spoke about earlier regarding the self-care and doing the exercises of connecting with the self, because that is what the hermit is about. It's taking the time to be acquainted with yourself, to honor yourself, and to truthfully, honestly hear what you are seeking, and to truthfully and honestly listen to yourself and your needs. The 3 of Swords energy with the hermit, I'm getting what you've always believed about yourself, realizing that it's completely different to what is. So when you connect with yourself and start the healing process, you're going to realize that a lot of what you believed about yourself was not true, right? Even if it's beliefs that are positive, right? It's not saying that then it becomes negative, but it's different. You're going to see that you have evolved as well. So beliefs from your youth, from your childhood, is completely different now because you've matured. You'll be able to see the process and the evolution of your growth and embrace it and teach it, share it with others at whatever capacity, whether you're going to have a spiritual business or not, just sitting and sharing wisdom with others. It's still doing the work. It's still being of service. So it's connecting to the vibration of healing in which you then become the healer. Beautiful. So I'm going to end the reading right here. If this reading resonates, leave a comment down below. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, press the notification bell. I'm also offering personal readings on Etsy. Information on that is in the description box below, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, option 3. For those of you who selected the 3rd pile, here's your reading. So let's see what you got. We have card number 9, the Bison Nation, or Man. And we have Essence. What I'm getting from this is being able to be at ease and to reflect on what you have with great gratitude. It's like being able to enjoy your success, being able to enjoy your growth, being able to see the beauty of life, everything in it, and on a personal level, everything about you and what you have from your skills, appearance, etc., etc. It's just being grateful. It's like knowing that you have plenty, gratitude in knowing that abundance is available to you. All you have to do is ask. Imagine that amount of power and control and understanding that you are never in lack because you have that great connection with yourself and the universe to be able to ask for what you desire, and it will be granted if it is for your highest good. Do you understand that? There is no need to reach for what you desire through other forms of manifestation, when all you have to do is with an open heart and with full gratitude ask the universe, the creator, for what you want. That's what this is saying. You have the keys. You have the keys, and all you have to do is open the door. Wow. The self-care exercise will help you to connect with the essence of gratitude, the essence of abundance. We have here the 8 of wind, 9 of wind, 9 of swords, the screens. What are you afraid of? And that's a question that you should ask yourself. What is keeping me from embracing and receiving all that I desire, all that is available to me? For you guys, it's really getting to the root of who you are, and if there's any fears, really understanding them and being able to work through them. The screen is the fear of seeing the real you. But the real you is endless, is infinite. And we have the number 9 here, which represents the closing of a cycle, the ending. So it's, and 2 9s actually with the 9 of wind. It's closing this narrative of not being able to have enough or have endless possibilities available to you. It's really connecting with the essence of yourself and the essence of the all. Truly, it may seem very hippy dippy, but once you put that to one side and truly sit in that energy for yourself, you will truly understand your place within the universe, within the collective. This is reconnecting with that, finding yourself and your place within the all, and actually feeling it and embracing it. Beautiful. So I'm going to end the reading right here. If this reading resonates, leave a comment down below. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, press the notification bell. I'm also offering personal readings on Etsy. Information on that is in the description box below, and I'll see you next time.